Thank you for joining us here today in Niagara Square. We're here today to talk about ethics. Buffalonians deserve an effective, ethical, and honest city government. After decades of the same leadership, we need to bring change to the city of Buffalo. That change must include stronger measures to root out corruption, increase transparency, and to restore public integrity to city government. We have seen troubling headlines coming out of City Hall for far too long. The acting mayor has already committed multiple ethics violations, using city resources to promote his campaign on multiple occasions. Here's one basic governmental rule. You can't use government resources to promote your political campaign. Acting Mayor Scanlon sent out a fundraising invitation, and guess what? He used City Hall as the return address. Clear violation of state law. For months, Acting Mayor Scanlon used the official City of Buffalo website to promote his political campaign's social media accounts. Another clear violation of state law. And then we have the Brian Gould problem. We have a lobbyist who's moonlighting as a deputy mayor. The acting mayor appointed lobbyist Brian Gould as deputy mayor in October 2024. A 2025 disclosure filed with the State Commission on Ethics shows Gould was a lobbyist for Arcadis of New York. Arcadis is an engineering firm, and they lobby the Buffalo Sewer Authority. And surprise, surprise, the acting mayor recently appointed the lobbyist Gould as a member of the Sewer Authority Board. It smells bad, it looks bad, and it is bad. Just pause for a second to think about this. We have a lobbyist deputy mayor who's on the Sewer Authority. At the same time, he's working as a lobbyist, and one of his clients is somebody lobbying the Sewer Authority. It's a very definition of bad government. It's wrong, it's corrupt, and it'll end when I'm elected. I'm calling my ethics plan Buffalo Integrity First. And this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to reform the ethics board. No member of the Board of Ethics or the nominating committee should be making political donations to the mayor, the comptroller, or the council. As mayor, I will put in rules to stop it. The ethics board must be free of political influence, but we need stricter rules to make that happen. Next, I'll establish new transparency measures to ensure that my administration is open and honest with the public. I will make my daily public schedule available on the city website so it's fully available to the public and the media. And I'll revamp the rules to ensure that all employees are receiving comprehensive ethics trainings on an annual basis. We'll also reform city contracting. The City of Buffalo works with dozens of outside contractors to provide various services to the city and various functions. I want to ensure that the contracting process has the proper procedures in place to ensure that there's integrity in choosing contractors. You need to protect the taxpayer dollars and to prevent corruption. As mayor, I will work to protect the taxpayer dollars by passing a responsible bidder law, just as Erie County has already done. And I'll institute a policy to prevent political donations from bidders who have an active application before the City of Buffalo. Think about this. As things currently stand, a contractor could bid an RFP with the City of Buffalo. While the contract is pending, they can make a big donation to the mayor. It's another example of blatant corruption. The acting mayor recently took in $40,000 in political donations from companies and executives who have been paid more than $48 million of city taxpayer dollars. This is play to pay, and it's got to stop. I will institute a blackout period to ensure there is no political influence in contracting. On top of that, I'll ensure that the City of Buffalo's apprenticeship law is being followed. For young residents, these opportunities can be on-ramps to family-sustaining career in the building trades. But those opportunities are squandered when the city refuses to enforce its own apprenticeship law. I will ensure that the City of Buffalo is not rewarding contractors who violate the law. I will also overhaul the FOIA and the FOIA appeals process. The City of Buffalo's FOIA process allows for endless delays, which prevents important public information from being disclosed in a timely manner. As mayor, I'll work with the City Council and the Department of Law to put forward new transparency requirements for the FOIA process, to ensure that all requests are responded to in an appropriate manner. After all, it's public information and it should be available to the public. I'll launch a full review of the City of Buffalo's open data online portal. We have an online portal that's supposed to put information out to the public. We need to cut out the middleman and put more information out to the public right on the portal, and that'll make it so you don't have to do a FOIA request. We want to make it so the information's all right there. That's the type of open and honest government that I want to see. Finally, we're going to ban nepotism and outside employment for top city officials. I will personally commit to not hiring members of my family for positions funded by the City of Buffalo. And I will also prevent department heads from hiring family members to work under them. In addition, to prevent the Brian Gould problem as mayor, I will prohibit top city officials, including deputy mayors, from having significant outside employment. In Buffalo, integrity must come first. I will hold myself and members of my administration to the highest ethical standards and work every day to ensure that City Hall is more transparent for the people of the City of Buffalo. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
John, one of the bigger concerns that's been going on in the council recently has been the continued bridge.
You want to talk about that off topic?
The fact that the mayor bought a house from George Poole passed the smell test.
It's all pretty stinky to me. You've got, the acting mayor hiring his lobbyist childhood friend and at the same time buying a house from the lobbyist family. It's a lot of questions there.
You'll need cooperation from the council on some of the stuff like that. I know it's a ways off, but how would you plan on getting the cooperation from the council?
Yeah, I think the council members are hungry for a more ethical and transparent government. I've spoken to several of them. They don't like the way that City Hall is working, and I'll work in partnership with them to make sure that we have a fully transparent and ethical government in the City of Buffalo. After all, most of these best practices already exist. They exist in the County of Erie, they exist in the state of New York. Buffalo has been slow to adopt modern changes in ethics and transparency.
When you're out on the street, do you hear a lot of pushback from residents saying we need to clean up City Hall?
People they don't have confidence in City Hall. They have this idea that City Hall works for itself. It's self-propagating, and that's what we need to root out. We may have to make sure that opportunities in City Hall are available to all Buffalonians, not just people who are related to somebody.
Working in the state legislature, there's rules about switching from public office to lobbying and the amount of time that you have to have in between it. I think it shows for reasons like this. I think Brian Gould with E3 also used to have a contract with the Buffalo Police Benevolent Association. And can you talk about how that's regulated at the state level?
Yeah.
And if you want to do something like that?
Yeah, I would just be clear. Brian Gould is an active lobbyist. In New York State, that's against the law. You cannot be an active lobbyist and work for state government. You can't have lobbying contracts that you have a fiduciary responsibility to and still come to work to state government. Also, we have a blackout period. It makes it so there's a 2-year gap from going between lobbying and public office and lobbying. And that's just done to ensure that your previous ties are broken. They have a time to cool off. And that's just designed to make it so nobody has undue influence and can use their public authority to benefit their private clients.
Just to be clear, what's happening inside City Hall right now would be against the law of the state legislature.
Yeah, in New York State, you cannot work for New York State and be a lobbyist.
Expand on the contract. Like, one argument I can imagine being against that is that there's only so many big contractors who can do these things, and it might limit the pool of developers.
Yeah, sure, Justin. I'll help you put some more specifics on it. It would be a blackout period. So we wouldn't exclude any contractors, but what it would exclude is that after a contractor submits a contract to the city of Buffalo, during that period that the city's evaluating the contract, they can't make political donations. And that will help ensure that all contractors have the same chance of getting the contract, not just the contractor who gave thousands and thousands of dollars to the person making the decision. That'll stop corruption, but it'll also increase the public's confidence, because boy, does it look bad that when you have a contract pending, you dump a lot of dough on the mayor of the city of Buffalo, and then suddenly you get the contract. That's bad for public confidence. It's bad for public business.
Does that also go for bidding for RFPs, whether it's for a building or empty lot?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. If you are seeking a contract with the city of Buffalo, once you seek that contract, you should not be making donations to the elected officials who are deciding that contract. Seems pretty simple to me.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great. Thanks, everyone.